At some point in the series, Wednesday finds some photos that prove someone is following her. Maybe not everyone noticed, but one of these photographs is impossible to exist. And now, I'll explain why. Tim Burton's series, which offers a modern twist on the iconic Addams Family daughter, is full of references and hidden gems. That's why in just a moment, I'll show you 15 details you may have missed about Wednesday. I invite you to leave a thumbs up to support the channel and subscribe if you love movies and TV shows. One of the central elements of the series around which the plot revolves are Wednesday's visions. They occur unexpectedly, allowing her to touch people and objects and see past or future scenes, often related to the death of a character. This device is very intriguing and helps reinforce the supernatural aspect of the series. For those who don't know, this kind of device is not new in the film world. In fact, it has appeared a few times before. Undoubtedly, the main reference should be David Cronenberg's The Dead Zone. It's a highly appreciated film among fans of the director and beyond, where the protagonist can see often grim aspects of another person's life simply by touching them. One of the main locations in the series is the mysterious and distinctive Nevermore Academy, a true institution exclusively for outcasts, meaning teenagers who are different from ordinary human beings. Throughout the episodes, we're told that among the prevalent outcasts at the academy are werewolves, sirens, and vampires. The hidden detail may have been noticed only by those who, like me, have researched the school. By simply searching its name on the internet, you can discover the existence of a dedicated website filled with very interesting sections. As we all saw, against all expectations, Professor Thornhill turned out to be the main antagonist of the series. It was really hard to notice because no one could give weight to such a seemingly inconsequential scene at that moment. However, in the first episode, there's a small detail that could have immediately raised suspicions about the professor. Just before her entrance, we're shown the sheriff and his deputy at the scene of the monster's latest murder. The scene is characterized by a wooded environment and, most notably, rain that makes the ground muddy. Shortly after, the professor is introduced and the camera lingers on her boots, covered in mud. We all thought it was a normal consequence of walking on a rainy day, but knowing that she was likely close to the awakened Hyde, everything takes on a new meaning. Within the series, all of the main characters of the Addams Family appear with varying screen time and more or less significant roles. The only one we don't physically see is Cousin It, one of the most iconic members of the group, unmistakable for being composed entirely of long hair. However, we are shown Cousin It, but only for a brief scene when Wednesday and Uncle Fester open the safe in the Belladonna room. It's located right behind a painting depicting Cousin It. The detail that perhaps not everyone noticed is that his name, for the first time since the character's existence in 1965, is revealed. The name in question is Ignatius. In the finale of episode 6, you can notice a small detail that is both functional for setting the right atmosphere and physically impossible. When Wednesday finds the photographs inside Gates' daughter's music box, she discovers that she has always been followed and captured on camera. The problem is that there's one photo showing her in a car with Enid and Tyler. This photo, however, implies that it would have been taken at the exact moment they arrived at the abandoned house. The author would have had to take it, develop it, and nonsensically place it with the other, all in a matter of minutes, while the three of them were entertaining, risking being discovered unnecessarily. This not only doesn't make sense, but is also impossible timing-wise, even when they're using an instant camera, which doesn't seem to be the case. This detail is truly imperceptible and refers to subtle hints that have been dropped in various Addams Family themed products. Few people know that in some of these references, it is mentioned that to accommodate Lurch, the butler, and the family chauffeur. Due to his large stature, the family car was assembled using parts from different vehicles and is higher in the driver's seat. We can only catch a glimpse of this in a very brief frame of the series. It's easy to notice that Wednesday only wears black clothes, sometimes with white accents, in contrast to all the other characters in the series, often characterized by bright colors. This is not a coincidence, but a directorial choice. Moreover, you may not have noticed, but excluding scenes where it's necessary, like the funeral, everyone, even the extras in the background, is dressed in colorful attire, intentionally contrasting with Wednesday's wardrobe. This This detail is quite fascinating and can be considered as a sort of Easter egg left by the series creators and the director. When Wednesday enters the shack where Xavier draws, we can see dozens of paintings of the monster, the series antagonist, throughout the room. The hidden detail is that one of those paintings, visible only for a few seconds, is the original rough sketch that Tim Burton made to explain to his creative team his vision for the monster. Due to his connection with Helena Bonham Carter, Tim Burton is quite fond of Harry Potter and its narrative universe. That's why you can notice several resemblances to key elements of the saga within Wednesday. Among the main ones, we have the Nevermore, which in certain interior settings resembles Hogwarts, the character of Enid, who bears a striking resemblance both aesthetically and in her quirky mannerisms to Luna Lovegood, and the school cop in the competition to obtain it, similar to the Triwizard Tournament in Harry Potter. One of the most important and unique characters in the series is undoubtedly Thing, the historical member of the Addams family consisting solely of a hand but perfectly capable of understanding others and communicating. Some may not know this, but this character was not created using CGI. Instead, the actor's actual hand was used, which was later digitally adjusted, and he wore a full-body blue suit that allowed him to be invisible in the final product, thanks to the work of graphic artists. When Wednesday's parents, Morticia and Gomez, come to the school for the weekend with the family, they flip through their senior yearbook from Nevermore High School, which was set in 1991. This year was not chosen randomly, but is a clear reference to the year the movie The Addams Family was released. Without a doubt, it's the most famous and beloved film featuring this bizarre and eerie family. In one of the latest episodes, when the sheriff refers to Wednesday's repeated attempts to investigate the various crimes in town, he compares her to Scooby-Doo and his gang. For those who didn't notice, this is not just a quote from the famous cartoon, but specifically refers to a crossover episode that aired in 1992, featuring both the Addams Family and the Scooby-Doo gang. As mentioned, the most famous Addams Family related product is the 1991 film, an absolute masterpiece where predictably the character of Wednesday stands out once again. Perhaps the younger viewers may not have noticed, but Christina Ricci, the actress who played Wednesday in the iconic 90s film, also appears in the new series. Her role as Professor Thornhill is far from secondary, considering she eventually becomes one of the main villains. There's another recurring character in the Addams Family, although less famous than the others, who seems to be absent from the series. The character is Ophelia, Morticia's sister. While the flesh and blood character doesn't appear, the series creators did include a reference to her, although it's not easy to spot since it's only mentioned briefly for a few seconds. The reference to Wednesday's aunt is in the name of the dormitory where Wednesday and Enid stay, which is called Ophelia. It's possible that the dormitory is truly named after her, but it's more likely to be a simpler homage, taking the name from the myth of Ophelia. To wrap up the long list of references the series makes to the Addams Family, the iconic finger snap couldn't be missing. It became famous as an integral and essential part of the various theme songs and soundtracks in the Addams Family related products. In this particular case, it doesn't appear as part of the theme song, but is still mentioned during the episodes as the solution to the riddle posed by Edgar Allan Poe. It's also the only gesture that allows the protagonist and the other students of Nevermore to enter the secret room. Alright folks, we've reached the end of this video. I hope you all found it interesting, and if you did, please do me a solid and drop a like down below. It really helps to support the channel. If you're a fan of TV shows and movies, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next piece of awesome content from Pizza Plot. As always, thanks a bunch for watching, and catch y'all in the next video. Bye guys.